pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, let's get started with roll call. Go ahead, Roy, you can rattle, that you're fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Go, you can rattle off roll call.
You only have a few. Christine? No.
She is absent.
Lorraine?
Here?
Bill? No.
That's William Kurtz.
Oh, yeah, Alex? Yogi?
Here. I'm here twice.
Catherine?
Yes.
Tom?
Present.
Stephen?
Here,
Sarah Warner?
absent.
Eric Brzezinski?
He's absent.
Harry Beck?
He's going to be here in just 1 second.
And Roy Sundstrom here.
Okay. Does anybody have any changes or concerns to the
Okay, Harry,
minutes
you're
from last month?
On. And if you could just...
Motion to approve last month's
That
minutes.
would be great.
Okay, anybody got
Okay.
to second that motion?
Okay.
Second.
Okay.
So could you just mark Harry as present on via phone? Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move along to the marketing component of our topic today, because we've got George Sawyer of Sawyer Services present, and he's going to walk us through his proposal for what he's going to do for the city of Cape May, specifically for what he's going to do with the Beach Safety Committee, and some of his tactics he's going to deploy, and
Okay.
he can kind of go over the rest, because he's very educated on the beaches and Cape May and how that all works down there. So go ahead, George, you're on.
Sure, yeah. So thanks for having me. So yeah, I have my business Sawyer Services. Primarily I do marketing services and business development work for local businesses and organizations, primarily in Cape May County. Everything from website design, social media marketing, print advertising, branding, marketing campaigns. Dabble in a little bit of everything. Some of my current clients are the Washington Street Mall. Lorraine knows that because she's on that board. So I handle all their marketing. I also do the marketing for Jersey Cape Diagnostic Training and Opportunity Center. That relates to the beaches kind of because we're the ones who set up the online beach tag sales for the city. So you guys are, of course, are now selling online beach tag sales. So I've dabbled and set that up as well. So definitely have some good experience in, marketing for the city, the beaches as well. As Steve mentioned, I worked for Stagger Beach Service for 7 years, so I know, the ins and outs of the beach and everything there pretty much is to know about beaches and beach safety. Swim, surf, paddleboard in my free time, so, definitely knowledgeable in that field. Lived in Lower Township and Cape May my whole life, so, definitely pretty knowledgeable. But, I developed this proposal, kind of some ideas that I think that, the Beach Safety Committee could definitely use to kind of advance their goals and their objectives that you guys have. And a bunch of different ideas of ways we could, really market the committee itself. So I'll jump right into it. Social media, I think, is probably, one of the biggest fields that, you guys can use. And I can definitely bring an actionable social media strategy to help promote beach safety in Cape May. It could include Facebook, Instagram, frequent posts, not just in the summertime, but year-round as well, updating the public on the committee's, kind of plans and kind of their more major projects. But definitely in the summertime, frequent posts, discussing beach safety tips, discussing current weather, current ideas on the beach. Just kind of keep, visitors and locals to Cape May kind of in the know of everything there is to know about, beach safety, and even a little more about the beach if that's the route you want to go down, a little more about beach access, beach tags, handicap accessibility, stuff like that. So
And this is all done via social media.
this can all be done via social media, yep. So, thinking, probably Facebook and Instagram, a good strategy that's, well-branded, matching all around, good consistency, and not just, a plain post that's thrown up quickly. There's a strategy to it, and you think it out, and you kind of plan it well, so.
Okay, I'm like an old dog when it comes to social media. How are you going to get to all the tourists?
And
So the tourist really is, if you have a good enough post or good content, those tourists will see that content on their Instagram. So you don't, the way these algorithms are set up through the social media accounts, you don't just, you have to follow an account to get the info.
Yeah.
That's going to show up as suggested posts, it's going to show up as ideas. So as long as you have good content, you get good quality pictures, which I'm definitely capable of, that's going to get the word out, and it's going to be spread, across people's social media accounts.
And I think the other thing that when we discuss this minimally, and your proposal, it includes that in there, there are pamphlets that we were looking at having you design.
Yes.
And then those pamphlets going out to the hotels, the motels, maybe in, I think Yogi, you mentioned it before, in those tack
bags, yeah.
tack bags,
Yeah.
things like that. So, once that's developed, that would be able to get it out to, the people who are not necessarily on social media, and they're just reading, things when they come into town.
Yeah, definitely. And, the pamphlets, I envision them definitely an update to the old beach safety pamphlets that are kind of still floating around. Again, kind of pull that branding from what we're going to use on social media, use QR codes to get people to scan onto the QR code and get taken right to the social media accounts, or get taken right to your website already. So, there's definitely ways we can connect with people that aren't necessarily following us or have no idea that, we exist. Another part of that really is having a good social listening is what it's called. So if you're interacting with other social media accounts, and that's all included in my proposal here, they're then going to share your stuff, and then people are going to see it that way as well. So it branches off multiple different ways, and that's kind of ways you connect with people that might not necessarily be zoned in on Cape May Beach safety when they've come into town or something like that.
Yeah, the City of Cape May page itself, Lorraine told me, already has like 50,000 followers or something like that, or somewhere along that number.
Our City of Cape May Facebook.
Yeah.
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 George is going to be working kind of in cahoots with Casey with Convention Hall.
Yeah.
He's going to be kind of added muscle for the social media kind of front because, she can only do so much with what she has accessible to her. So George is going to be kind of our outreach agent. He's going to go out on the beaches. He's going to go to the areas he knows where to go to, just being down there and
Oh, yeah.
knowing the culture of the beach patrol and the beach itself. In addition to that, for those that aren't on social media or, don't use that medium, we're going to kind of cover that with the brochures that we're going to get. I think we're going to order about 40,000 brochures. That's the number they've gotten before, and we're just going to kind of beef up our distribution to all the hotels, because right now they're pretty much distributed amongst the beach staff, like Beach Patrol has a couple of them that they give out at HQ, beach taggers give them out, they give them out at the kiosks. We're going to kind of expand that outreach and, to actually physically bring them to the hotels themselves and kind of schedule monthly, bi-weekly drops, whatever they need. They can call somebody on this committee or whatever, and we can bring them however they want to distribute it.
Yeah.
Whether they put it in the lobby, they put it in the room, whatever they do, that's up to them. But we'll have it accessible to them. And George, working kind of hand in hand with us, he's going to kind of develop something that's not as dry, something a little more attention-getting.
More relating to Cape May. I noticed in the old pamphlets, there's some of the beach safety tips. One of them is like, do not jump off piers. Well, there are no piers in Cape May, so we kind of want to, narrow it down more Cape May related and specific Cape May beach safety needs. And jumping on something Steve mentioned, Casey, I work with Casey now with promoting the mall, so she knows me. I also work with Doreen at the Chamber of Commerce, so I'm always shooting stuff her way to promote the mall. I definitely have that connection where I can then also work with them to promote beach safety stuff, and they'll definitely be, sharing that kind of stuff too, so, yeah.
Yeah.
And then in the pamphlets, I talked a lot about social media there. I can get definitely in more detail if you like, but also the pamphlets, again, a more refresh of those, and we'll decide, whether we want to repeat, more of a rack card size or more of that, little smaller size that you guys have, or maybe both. We can discuss how we want to do that. But again, working, hand in hand with the lifeguards and the fire department to make sure we get the most accurate beach safety information on those pamphlets.
I think the big thing we talked about is some kind of map. Doesn't have to be like to scale,
Right.
but a
Yep.
map that explains the beach numbers. That's helpful, right? Because people have no idea where they're at sometimes, which helps like missing kids, elderly people, that kind of thing. And then the handicap accessible beaches,
Yeah.
which there are a lot more now than there were a couple years ago.
Right.
But, and then how to get a wheelchair.
Yeah.
That's
And I was
We're still very confused by that.
7 years work for Steger Beach Service. That was one of the most popular questions I had, even though we didn't deal with the beach wheelchairs, directly. People are always coming up to me asking if the
How do you get a
beach
wheelchair?
wheelchair, how do you get them? How do you return them? When do you have to return them by? So this is all information
rent
that,
them, yeah.
it's much more clear. We can make much more clear to folks and make their, experience on the Cape May beaches, easier and more enjoyable.
Yeah. And since we have people on the beach patrol here, we can kind of put whatever we want on that, whatever you think is, advantageous to put on there. It may not be covered in there. You know what I mean?
Would you be able to communicate with the Beach Patrol Administration, I know Harry's on the line there, to come up with the best messages?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to be posting anything without, and we can discuss, beforehand, what, the type of language you want to use. I don't want to be posting anything that's inaccurate and stuff, so we would definitely make sure that we're working hand in
We
hand.
had kind of like a smaller subcommittee meeting, and in that, we kind of determined the QR code that we have now is still good. It links to a city beach safety page, which has all the information on it, but we're going to get Casey, because she manages that page, I guess, to kind of take what's on the Beach Patrol page, make sure it's on there, so it's repeated twice, and then a link to the Beach Patrol page directly from that site. So then people can kind of dig further if they want to. So you basically got two sites. You got one that the city has for dedicated to beach safety, which all those signs on the beachfront will currently link you to, which is this code right here. If you look, that's the one that goes to the City of Cape May page. And then we can kind of go further and loop all the websites in one. So you kind of have a catch-all for all of them. But this is a good branding exercise too for the Beach Patrol. And we haven't really quite figured out whether it's going to be its own page or if it's going to be a link to the city page. That's the part we got to kind of sit down with Casey, figure out what would work for the city
Right.
Yeah.
from her perspective.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, I think you're linking it to the existing page that's there and just
Right.
updating that page.
Yeah.
Not changing all the signs, not changing all
Right.
of the
Yeah,
literature
we're-
that we currently have.
We're trying to cut down on changing too much and really using what's already in place. But how Casey and George are going to work together, I think that's going to be kind of up to you two with what's best from your, perspective and expertise.
As well as Alex and Harry.
Yeah,
I mean,
of
yeah,
course, with them,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
without a doubt. Because, the beach patrol, the fire department, you got a pretty good active social media page.
We actually disabled all of our social media pages.
Oh,
The
okay.
union had theirs, because of the social archiving issues with Oprah, we disbanded all of them. So
Got it.
it's kind of an ordeal. I mean, the one. Turn this on. The one thing that is useful that we use is the police department's Nixle page.
Yeah.
We'll use that for alerts, but we ran into some issues and we just took care of it. So as we like to say, we fixed the glitch, so.
Yeah. But yeah, moving forward, whatever George is kind of set loose to what to do. Obviously, he can have daily meetings or not with daily, but weekly meetings with Harry or whatever you can get to get it streamlined to kind of post at your will, basically.
Sounds good.
But yeah,
Harry, do you have any questions?
but you're definitely going to hit the target market that we're trying to get, which is visitors.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm just listening. This is all good.
Okay, and you were able to understand everything that we're talking about here?
Yeah, I can hear it. It's a little bit garbled, but it's quiet here, so I can comprehend what's going on. It's all good.
Okay, so at this
I'm on
point,
board.
yeah, then George, I guess you and Alex will work together to start developing some things. George, you'll come up with mock-ups and,
Sounds good.
yeah, okay,
Yeah, that'll be really cool. That'll be great. Look forward to it.
okay, great.
So hopefully by next meeting, I can work with George a little bit. Hopefully we get some kind of
Talk into your microphone, that might be the reason why he can't hear you.
Well, what we'll do is we'll get together and maybe maybe Kate can join in too if she wants. We'll work on kind of getting some content together for everything, and maybe we get a proof together by next meeting, and we can kind of say, hey, this is what we came up with.
Definitely, yeah. I'll throw
And-
together some ideas and just general concept
Yeah.
and, yeah.
And then depending upon what everybody feels here at the committee level, if it's good to go, we'll run the print. And that should be the end of that. And then the social media stuff, we probably have to meet with Casey separately, like subcommittee meeting on that and kind of go over the strategies. But that's kind of
Because,
on you,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
to strategize,
Okay, yeah.
basically.
and again, in addition, I know we spoke kind of briefly about it, but like videos, even going down to the, I mean, videos that you can do, and I saw that was part of your packet that you proposed. Even just doing like quick videos.
Yeah.
Going and talking to a lifeguard. Hey, what's the best way to enter the water? What's the best way if you're in a rip current? Things like that.
Short,
Just
like
doing something
self-help
real quick.
videos, kind of.
Instagram Reels, yeah. And
Yeah.
I envision a lot of that, and going up to a lifeguard or, making those kind of videos, stories. And the Reels are really, I post on the mall, and I'm transitioning more into just posting Reels because that gets so much more reach. We're getting people that are noticing these posts, all across Cape May, not just the followers. So I think, there's really an opportunity that we're really going to reach a lot of folks, not just to, promote beach safety in Cape May, but also promote the committee's actions and just the beaches of Cape May in general, so.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Anybody got any questions for George?
Lorraine, can I ask a question to George?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So, is this something that maybe if I threw out some topics to you and I could sit down and go out to the stands? Like you would go out, I wouldn't go with you, but you would go out and hit certain topics?
Yeah, I envision that, certain topics, beach safety, shore break, how to ride the shore break.
Flag
System, yep, rip currents, all that stuff. I already have a general, pretty good idea of all this stuff, but, we can definitely, of course, we'll work together to get topics. And then, yeah, I'd be the one who'd go get all the content and create the post and do all the work, yeah, so.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. It's not going to be some rogue thing. I want to give the people a little heads up. It's cool to do it on the fly, but I also want to give them a heads up, hey, so-and-so's coming down.
Oh, yeah.
You have the city's permission to accommodate George in filming the video. I think that's...
Yeah, no, we'll make sure that we're coordinated. I'm not going up to some random lifeguard, on the fly randomly, and he thinks I'm a nobody, We'll make sure we got it all. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's just the world we live in today. It's we have to... nobody's going to volunteer, let themselves be videoed unless they know they have permission, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could be whoever wants to volunteer for it, not that their bed's being put up to it. It's pretty much on a voluntary basis. Who wants to be on the video, who wants to, be out there like that.
And I envision one point, say you're doing a day that you're doing training, that could be a day where I'm there and get a bunch of content, and then, throughout the summer, we're then, using that content that I utilized on that day. It's not like I'm going to be going every single day and distracting from the lifeguards' jobs. It's going to be, we're going to use content that, I get at a few different times throughout the summer. But I'll also be there, throughout the summer, getting my own, content as needed, so.
We'll
No, it's all good. I'm good with that.
We'll have them there on the 25th.
Yeah.
during-
Oh, yeah, and even taking pictures on the 25th for the open house.
Yeah. Is Harry going to do the rescue thing he did last year?
Yeah, we have to talk about that when it gets,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, that'd be good social media.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. Your open house event?
The open house
Okay,
event.
right,
Mhm.
okay, yeah.
Yep.
Is it possible to tie in, so I see this is starting, in May. Well, May would be, I guess, a big push, but to tie in, employment for CMBP? I know
Yeah,
we're
I
obviously
mean,
for guards.
my
and if the
propos-
Social media presence is there, then.
Yeah, my proposal is really just an idea. I can get started ASAP, whenever you're looking, we can get employment, because I know you guys are probably, that's a need, especially this time of year, right?
Harry, did you
Pretty
hear
much
Tom?
is at our direction.
I didn't hear what Tom said, no.
Yeah, he's looking for, posts for employment for the beach patrol.
Huge. I've had two questions today about college students that want to come and work for us that are looking for a place to stay. So it's a big deal. So yes, we are actively looking for them. But it's tough. We all know it's tough.
Good.
Do you have to be in place by a certain time?
What's that?
To start the season, do you have to be, the guards have to be?
That's kind of Harry's
Oh,
route.
okay.
They do have like a rookie school, and ideally you kind of have everyone there for that, but, yeah, I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Anybody got any questions for George? Yeah, but basically, when the time comes, you'll get with Harry and, leadership of the Beach Patrol, and you'll kind of figure out what your plan is for the summer.
Okay.
And that'll be between, you and them and what they determine at that time. And I'm sure, there'll probably be a handful of guards that will be cool with, being filmed and stuff like that, and you can kind of stick to them, I would imagine.
Right, yeah.
And go from there. I mean, I would imagine this is, you'll be doing videos every day, all day.
No.
It's probably going to be
Yeah.
a couple times a month, and you just
Right.
take the content and kind of put it on repeat, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's my thought
Yeah.
coming into this, yeah.
Steve, is there a proposal price?
Last page.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass that over to him.
I didn't get that.
And how I've set up like my contract with the mall is I kind of set up, okay, we're going to do, this many posts per week, and then I kind of get a rate off that. So this is likely probably, just a rough estimate, probably a little bit of a higher estimate than honestly what I would charge, depending on how many posts, we want to
Yeah.
do per week. But,
You get something you could build on or
yeah,
build off of from them, you know what I mean? So we'll start small with it and see where it goes, and at least get the infrastructure built for it, and then
Yeah.
once it's, once it's ready to go, it's kind of like an annual thing, so. Yeah. All right, does anybody, what's up?
Do you have an extra?
I got one. You want? Here.
Lorraine, I can't see it, so what is the estimate for the social media and the video stuff?
Yeah, so I can, I can scan it to you and send it to you, Harry. But there's a lot more included in his proposal, but right now, I think what we're looking for is the pamphlet to be designed so that can be distributed and ready to go for the beginning of the season. And then from there, and it's kind of in stages where we can do this.
Right.
You were looking at the actual design of the pamphlet first. That's number one. Come back to us next month. Hopefully, you'll be able to be here next month. And then at that point, start to plan on some of this social media blasts and some of this, these videos that are being done. But he has a comprehensive, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Okay.
No, that's all good. Is it something in the realm of what we talked about
Yes,
in terms of what's in my budget now?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where we're
Cool.
starting with that first component, and then, running from there. But yeah, as Steve and I, we met, and it was within your budget.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I probably won't be there next month because, if it's not the topic they can talk about, I have to have some skin cancer removed next month on the 22nd, so I'm sure that's the date this is going to be. It's always one
Yeah,
of these days.
and that's fine. You know what, Harry, you take care of
Right.
yourself. Yeah, it is the
No,
22nd.
it's minor, but it's still, but I'll be, that's first thing in the morning, so I'll be able to call in.
Okay,
But,
yeah.
But yeah,
What we can do is.
that was my concern, as long as we're good within what, like, I actually have my budget currently that we can take care of, and then going forward, we'll just put it in the budget.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep,
Like that, and that's not a big deal, it's just we have to plan for it, that's all.
yeah, absolutely. And what we'll do is we'll send the copy to you, a copy to everybody ahead of time, so we can at
Okay.
least have ideas for before we meet next
Okay,
month.
yeah.
Okay?
All right, cool, sounds good.
Thank you.
All right, does anybody have any other questions for George?
Sounds good, thank you.
George, thanks for coming out. I appreciate your presentation.
I think we got a good game plan. I'll be reaching
Yep.
out and move on from
Yep.
here. Yeah, no problem. Thank you, guys.
I'll reach out to you next week, and we'll get this going.
Sounds good.
Thank you, George.
Thanks for coming, George. All right, so I guess we'll jump ahead to, the PA system. There's a lot of movement on that, so Lorraine, would you like to kind of update everybody on what's
Yeah.
going on with the PA system? I saw they're working on it today.
They're out there working on it, pretty heavily, thanks. Pretty heavily, and, yeah, it'll be up and running before the summer.
Great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we did all of our work and,
Yeah.
ahead of time, so, really good news for
Yeah,
the
they got the
city.
heavy-duty cable set.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, and there'll be another, Harry, I think we talked about this before, another, station at, Convention.
Convention Hall.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
So, and that's
Perfect.
something you and Casey are gonna have to work on, figure out what you're gonna do.
Is that
Yeah, we'll figure that out. This is phenomenal.
Wired.
It's
wired?
amazing
Taking all
news.
the wires and
Yeah.
underneath the sand.
So with this, Harry, I'm wondering, do you get, I know that you have some pre-recorded things, maybe start to think about, what you want to do as far as the
New
blast
script.
that the beach
Yeah.
blast that you're going to be doing, whether get off the boardwalk, just, different things. I know you have some pre-recorded stuff, but start to think about that a little bit.
Yeah, I think we start to do a little bit more beach safety blast too.
Yep.
We can spread it all out, so, yeah.
And I think we have a good voice on Beach Safety Committee. Yogi is a great voice. His brother was
He is.
his brother was a big voiceover for NBC for years, so.
I know John Henry very well. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he can't make it.
But I just wanted to throw that out there, just to start thinking about
Yeah.
that.
And I think that's something I think we should start pre-Memorial Day, just like start getting stuff together. And if we get this system up and running before then great. If not, we'll have it ready in June and July and start pumping some really good public safety message out there, like that
Yeah.
will benefit every single visitor to the city of Cape May. So it's good stuff.
Good.
Okay, has anybody got any other questions or comments regarding the PA system? No? Okay. I guess we'll move on to educating the public. And I think we got some movement there, too. Tom, you got anything you'd like to kind of update anybody on, or?
Just the grant we're going to get ready to
Okay.
submit. We have to get, it's on the
A little closer.
February council meeting agenda, or for March?
It'll actually be the beginning of March.
It'll be in the beginning of March.
Yeah.
So we're just going to put it on the agenda for that, and then unless anybody had anything to bring up for it, I'll just go ahead and finish it off and submit it. And I'll let you know when I do that. But
Harry, did you have any questions about that grant? Or I don't know if you spoke to Harry or not, Tom.
no,
Okay. Harry, I know you saw the grant, and you were talking about how wonderful it looked. Can you hear me, Harry? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? Yes.
Yeah.
I did read the grant. I thought it was very good. Tom, my only question is, do you think we should just go overboard and ask for more? Or just put it to the limit of the 1,000?
it was, when I read it, it was just, like, that was the maximum they would provide, was 1,000.
Yeah, I know what the limit is. What I'm saying, like, should we, like, ask for more and hope to get 1,000?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, we could do
Yeah,
that.
like, bump it, because, like printing's gonna be more than I think we think it is. And that's really our only cost, like, the giveaways and the printings are our only cost.
Yeah,
Everything else is absorbed through basically the Guards' donation of their time, but we're still paying them, so I think that's not really a cost, but I'm saying, like, should we just, like, make it seem like we want more, but we'll take 1,000?
yeah, I got you. So, like, bump the estimates up to be more
Yeah.
reflective, and then
Yeah,
This is what we're trying to do.
A phenomenal job on the writing of the grant. I think it's perfect. You outlined everything that we do and want to do, and therefore I think it's fantastic. So kudos to you. Great job.
Thanks, Ed.
Only I was saying, like, you like nailed it on the head with your estimates, like right at 1,000. And just knowing how kind of some of these things work is sometimes when you ask for more or show them what your costs are being more, and they're more apt to give you their max.
Yeah, I got you. Like if we plan for like 1,500 or $2,000, they'll be like, and see the need for it, they'll give us that 1,000. I got you. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
I'll revise that, finish it off, and send it to you guys before we.
And then it has to be approved?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then that's in your budget as well, Harry, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Perfect.
Anybody have anything else they want to bring the attention about
I told Lorraine the last meeting, I have some monies promised, committed to, about 3,000. When do you need that, and who do the checks get made out to?
Let me talk to our CFO and find out.
Okay.
And,
Because if you need it, I mean.
because, then that can be
Get
kind of
offered.
that grant,
That's what
that
I'm
matching
saying.
part of that grant.
Yeah.
For the-
I mean,
for the
it's-
curriculum.
It's a gift, it's not a grant, it's
That's
just
so-
no pay.
yeah.
It's a gift.
Okay.
They're used to buy more giveaways for the kids and stuff like that?
Whatever we need it for, that's
Yep.
your.
We can also do
call
it
there.
for our open house, too.
Yeah, that might
True.
be good.
A little bit to both. Okay, yeah, I'll talk
Whatever
to
you need,
him.
you let me know.
Okay, cool.
Wonderful.
Nice. Does anybody else, anything else you want to comment on regarding that? Okay, I guess we'll move on to, Lorraine, we'll move on to just updating everybody on where we stand with the beach replenishment and the RFQ and our pursuit of
Yep.
hiring a coastal engineer.
Okay, so our RFQ was just received. I know we were talking about mid-February. From what I understand, we have two coastal engineers that have actually replied.
Oh, nice.
And they're going to have to go to, just to be reviewed. And at that point, at least it gives us a jump-off point, okay, let's make sure that they meet our qualifications, and then it gives us a jump-off point, okay, now what do we want them to do? What are we looking at? Are we looking at a demonstration project? So at least I'm thrilled that we had two. I thought we were only going to have one, if any. So it's exciting, so I want to review that.
So we have two competing bids, so to speak, basically, potentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's good,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, but we have to make sure that they meet those qualifications.
Right.
Sometimes people submit,
Right.
Their expertise, but they don't necessarily meet the qualifications that we were looking at originally, so
And-
that has to be reviewed.
Yeah. So I would imagine we're probably going to have another subcommittee meeting, kind of, as a
Mhm.
group, kind of
Yep.
discussing the
Yeah.
RFQs and stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's good. That's-
Yeah.
We're just one step further then. That's good.
It is, it is.
Very good.
This is, a lot of red tape, a lot of,
Yeah.
bureaucratic red tape, so, but we're getting there. So,
Now, the findings from the engineers will go back to the Army Corps, correct? Am I right in saying that?
we have all of our, we're gonna want to take a look at our surveys that we have. We want to take a look at, first off, we have to look at their qualifications.
Yeah.
And then what we are looking at doing. And then maybe, kind of pulling them in to figure out what are we really looking for.
You kind of have to gauge their professional expertise
Yeah.
and what the modeling would do to correct the problem we believe as a group or as a city believes is the problem area.
Yeah.
And from there, once that solution is revealed, that's where you can go to the Army Corps and say, hey.
Because they're the last say, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that have the money and are going to do the work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think there is private companies out there, and I don't know where the funding would come from, but there is private companies that I know about that are authorized to do jetty work and beach replenishment outside of the Army Corps of Engineering. I don't know if that's something that the city would entertain, but that's another thing you can do with that study that I've seen done in other towns.
Yeah. Because I don't know if you were here the last meeting, when I was out in California, I went to Oceanside and saw exactly what they do to resolve this problem.
Yep.
They shorten the jetties and then they put an angle jetty in front that keeps the sand, just keeps moving it back.
Yeah, that might be
Makes a
very
lot
well
of sense.
something that they propose, and,
Yeah.
if that's what the council and the city wants to go forward with,
Yeah.
ultimately, if that works, based upon what the modeling reveals, that's it. And that does some impact on our areas that we isolate for the demonstration, I guess we'll call it that.
Now, would the city ask the Army Corps to help us with this, or do this project?
We need to first figure out what a solution would be.
What the solution is?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's our first step.
Okay.
And, or a possible solution. Nobody's really able to give an absolute solution, but
So you get the data
an educated
present.
solution.
It's kind of tough to determine what to do.
Yeah.
So you have the modeling and the data, and somebody who's
Somebody
qualified
has
sitting in
to-
front of you
yeah.
telling you, hey, this
Yeah.
is what this is what we think you should do.
Yeah.
And
Someone's-
from there, that's where you can go to the federal government or whoever that authority is to make the call, DEP or whoever, and say, hey, this is what we came up with, that's quite correct our problem beyond just dumping sand on the beach.
Yeah.
This
That
is how much it
clock's
costs.
ticking, correct?
And-
The dumping the sand on the beach,
Yeah.
that's,
Well, they do it every 2 years, basically?
Yeah, but it ends in 2040,
ends in 24.
2040.
Yeah.
Oh, 2040, I
40.
thought you said 24, oh, I
No,
apologize.
2040-ish.
Oh, 2040.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there anything anywhere that says after 2040 that they would
Nope.
entertain?
It's, nope.
That's pretty much it. That's when
That's
the
the
door-
end of that resolution. So that's why I think it really behooves us to look at a possible solution at this point. So, instead of
16 years
continuing
left,
to
and that's
exacerbate
basically
a
it.
problem.
Got it. Wow.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah. So that's the reason why we went for the RFQ and did all of that.
Okay.
So,
So hopefully, what we're working towards is
And who-
a long-term solution
Yeah.
rather than just the short-term, just dumping the
Well,
sand.
hopefully, these guys, these engineers can come up with an idea that will save the feds money by
Yeah.
cutting that time to 2040 down.
yeah.
So, good.
So the people that I see on this subcommittee is Harry, myself, Roy, Christine, and Yogi. Is that a correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just wanted to double check. So once I get the RFQs, physically have them, I can distribute them to everybody, but then that subcommittee will meet.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I think I'm on that subcommittee too, but I don't think.
yeah,
I'm listed
that's-
on the
that's
thing.
why I
It's
kinda-
okay, doesn't really matter, but
well, you're kind of an
Yeah.
you're the chair.
kind of
Mhm.
the catch-all.
Yep.
Yep, cool, okay. Does anybody have any other questions?
I'm good to go.
It's good news.
Yeah.
A lot of good news tonight.
Yeah, we got some good news out there.
Mhm.
Alex, you got anything you want to talk about on behalf of the fire department?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Figured I'd ask.
Did we approve the minutes from last month? Did I miss that?
We did, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Alex is going to get in touch with the teacher from the high school for her to get
Ready to get in touch with you.
to get in touch with me so we can work on some type of plan for this video, because she
Yeah.
hasn't called me.
Good.
So we still got a line out there for the high school to work on this video then?
Well, yeah, that's the woman. Alex is going to call her directly.
Okay.
And ask her to call me.
That'd be really cool. We get the
Yeah.
high school involved in this.
Well, it's a good program for the kids.
Yeah, that's a great program for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, it might be something that, George might be able to help supplement too with what he was talking about with all the social media reels.
Yeah.
Things he might be able to collect and do, like,
Do you have anything at the school? Any like videography or?
Nah,
No,
not at our
not at the elementary.
too small, too young.
Too small, yeah.
Yeah, ideally, if we can get a good connection with the TV media program at Lower, that would
Yeah.
be an ideal situation.
Mhm.
So, all right, I don't have anything else unless anybody else has anything for the good of the group. Then I guess I'll make a motion to adjourn. Okay,
Okay, great.
so moved.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep.
Harry,